What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. This is going to be the second to last Rolling Stones album for me to review, and I am looking forward to finish off their entire discography on reviewing the UK released studio albums from their discography. And just like what I did with Cross Purposes and Forbidden by Black Sabbath, I'm going to be reviewing the last two to finish off this band's discography. And with that being said, I'm going to be reviewing A Bigger Bang.
A Bigger Bang is the 22nd studio album by the Rolling Stones, released on the 6th of September in the year of 2005. This is the first album to be released on both Virgin Records and Rolling Stones Records. Rolling Stones Records' last album to have the label contributed on any Stones album since Steel Wheels back in 1989. This is the follow-up to 1997's Bridges to Babylon, and unlike the different sounds of instrumentation with a big ensemble of producers and musicians from that period, the sound to this album is a return back into something more simple and basic and a hard rock-inducing album, and with a much simpler lineup of musicians, involving Darryl Jones once again on contract bass guitar work and Chuck Leavell on keyboards. Also features multi-instrumentalist Matt Clifford. The album received mostly positive reviews, released 3 singles, Streets of Love and Rough Justice on the 22nd of August, Rainfall Down on the 5th of December, and Biggest Mistake on the 21st of August 2006. It went over to number 2 in the UK albums chart and at number 3 in the US Billboard 200 and number 1 in 11 countries around the world.
A Bigger Bang, to me as an album by itself, is more of a stronger connection and a better fulfillment of enjoyability than the previous 2 albums of Voodoo Lounge and Bridges to Babylon. While I really did like Bridges to Babylon quite a lot for what it was, there's always a bigger feel and the favoritism that I have with A Bigger Bang. And the style of production to this album done by Don Was is something just pretty much similar to the production on Voodoo Lounge. I really think this album is definitely a big focus on the songwriting here. With this album being more than an hour long, more than 10 tracks, it doesn't feel dragged out, it does not feel tiring, because a lot of the material to this album is practically mainly from 3 to pretty much close to 4.5 minutes of original material. And to follow up Bridges to Babylon on this direction that they had done previously, like on Voodoo Lounge, I would personally gel and get into this album better than the previous 2. We go into the first song and single, Rough Justice. It is a big pumping start of a track with great crunchy guitars and presents the record strongly. An awesome slide guitar solo in the music as well. Brilliant rhythm section and the chorus, so it shows the whole song and the sound of the band perfectly, with lyrical contents involving an affair, one of my favorite opening Stones tracks. Let Me Down Slow. This one follows Rough Justice as greatly, with its really nice structure and the harmonies that gel together. It is another tune that I personally feel it is underrated in a way, because it stands on its own as well as Rough Justice. Really enjoyed the uplifting mood, and the guitar work delivers as much. Rain Falls Down. To me, this is a number that it takes me back into a previous era, like a Some Girls era. Strangely enough, the band grows back into their admiration and attempts of funk music. But this one was very, very nice. Contains excellent vocal harmonies, while the guitar licks worked effectively alongside the drums. It is another one that stands out for me, in my opinion, just like the previous few songs. Street of Love, a slow ballad style, Jagger expressing himself once again, something like an Out of Tears vocal style range, nothing too dramatic, and it's popping in a mellow tone and feel, but the electric guitars popping in don't feel too blazing sounding from the chorus. I really like this song. Back of My Hand, this is a number where it reminds me again on another Stones track like You Gotta Move. Not that song's an original of theirs. A 3/4 time signature blues style side guitar and harmonicas in the mix. The simple beat drives the song and the guitars do connect and fit together. One of my favourites again as far as I'm concerned, and this one along with some of the later Stones tracks, Mick does bass guitar work. She Saw Me Coming features Blondie Chaplin as backing vocalist. It's to me a really good underappreciating major keyed tone catchy song. I love the continuation of the riffs and the delivery was well performed and sounds confident. The last single, Biggest Mistake, I liked this song for what it is, but not strongly as Rough Justice and Streets of Love, lyrically based on a man falling in love but then is leaving his partner, so the relationship is at a breaking point as the song progresses. For Keith-led song vocals, This Place Is Empty. Keith's voice on this song sounds very, very warm, and I like its raspy tone to it, with acoustic guitars and Keith playing some piano onto this song. This is another one that I really like a lot, and it is one of my favourites. For later tracks, I really liked Laugh I Nearly Died, the softer tones again, lovely keyboards, the beat was focused, brilliant chorus, and the music was excellent. The musicianship on something soft like this is one of the highlights. I like the sound and the flowing on the verses, and contains one of my favourite vocals from Mick. My least favourite song of the album is Sweet Neo Con. The instrumentation was decent and I liked the song overall, but to me it is pretty forgettable at the same time. It's nothing memorable, and the song that I would say it's filler and a few spots on a few weaknesses on the lyricism here, and especially on another song called Look What the Cat Dragged In. Danceable from its beat and the overall repetitiveness on the chords. It occasionally bills itself with really good guitar work and with unusual mentions of Sgt. Pepper on one of the lyrics. One of the other ones that I really enjoy a lot that is underappreciated is Driving Too Fast. This one cuts through with so much power, driving gain. Not much to say about this one, to be honest with you, but other than that, this one could go in as one of my favourites. I think the first half of A Bigger Bang is, to me, stronger than the second half, but the second half, a lot of good standout songs, and the last track, Infamy, the last one with Keith Richards on lead vocals, pretty decent, and it's an acceptable song. Acoustic guitar playings all throughout, with, I guess, a gentle sound of the wah-wah going on from one of the other parts of the instrumentation, but I do like it better than the Bridges to Babylon closure of How Can I Stop. And not as perfect, this one I could personally do with to finish A Bigger Bang like this. A Bigger Bang by the Rolling Stones is an excellent album. It's always something that I could come back to very, very often as one of the better later half records in their entire discography. And let me know what you think of this record in the comments below. I'm going to give this album a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.